Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. It's Monday the 6th of July and this is your look ahead. I wanted to kick off first of all just looking at how the models have performed over the last month. This is the verification of various different models, includes the GFS, ECMWF, Canadian, all the way through here, look, including the UK Met Office and the CFS as well. It's for 5 days, so it's T plus 5 days, 120-hour forecast for 500 millibars. And you notice here, look, ECMWF are these red triangles here. Notice how that has consistently outperformed the GFS in here, look. So we've seen ECMWF as by far the best of the models during the last month. As far as the UKMO is concerned, it kind of just runs through the middle line in here. Not bad, but nowhere near the ECMWF. So it goes to show how good the ECMWF has been recently. Now, this is the mean of the 500 millibar flow for the next 7 to 10 days, and it's valid for the period from next Monday going through until Wednesday the 15th. And what it's showing us here is the ECMWF on the left. We've got the GFS on the right, as usual, of course. A trough look out the Atlantic here, west of the UK, Wheat Ridge off towards the east, according to the ECMWF. But just look at the GFS, look what that does. It's got the trough in the Atlantic, yes, but then just look at the size of the ridge anomaly that it tries to build toward the east of the UK. GFS making far more of the size of this ridge. So ECMWF tending to try and keep things rather more mixed. GFS wants to go with the idea of drier, warmer conditions, particularly across the eastern parts of the country. Still got rain in the west, but sees a taste of summer coming in. Now, of course, what you then have to do is to bear in mind what those predictions are saying with the chart that we've just looked at, which says that ECMWF pretty well got it right on past occasions during the previous month. So got to bear that in mind. As far as the actual ECMWF goes, this is the ECMWF from weatherweb.net. If you click on charts at the top of the page, it takes you here. These go forward in 24-hour steps, and this is the analysis as of last night. But just watch what happens as we knock this on. Look, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that eventually builds in high pressure as we head into Friday. But Saturday, Sunday, look, Sunday unsettled across the north, better to the south. But then watch what happens early part of next week. That's Monday and then Tuesday, bringing through a more significant area of low pressure up towards the north with a more westerly flow affecting all areas. And then as we get in towards the middle stages of next week, so getting into next Wednesday, then it clears away the low off towards the east. And eventually, look, by Thursday of next week, starting to try and build in this high off towards the west. So it sees a delayed build of the high during the middle to latter stages of next week. Just compare that with the GFS, which calls it like this. There's the forecast for today. Look, as we just whizzed through the charts, there's the low going through as we saw on the ECMWF in the middle of this week. Look, builds the high in towards the end of the week. Yeah, agrees with that. Keeps the low off towards the west. Makes the weekend slightly more unsettled, but then builds the high in. Look, that's that ridge that we've just seen off towards the east of the country. Keeps it in there, but then tries to get the low back in during the middle to latter stages of next week and doesn't really see the idea of that high getting itself back into the country. So ECMWF fits in more with what we've been predicting, this idea of the high trying to get in the middle of the month, perhaps for a period of 5 or 6 days, although the GFS even getting up to the 21st of July, which is this chart, does try to show the high down towards the south a little, but keeps low pressure off towards the northwest. So I think at the moment we're going to stick with these ECMWF ideas of the next 7 to 10 days. Trough, yes, out in the Atlantic, Wheat Ridge off towards the east, but the ridge tending to build in towards the latter stages of next week. CFS sees it like this as well. It sees high pressure of sorts. This is the forecast for week 1. Got high pressure centred over the continent, trough out in the Atlantic as we've just seen during the course of this week. Into week 2, it wants to build a high in look, gets it off towards the continent, keeps the trough out towards the west. There's that ridge. Agrees to some extent with the GFS, the idea of this ridge building in. Into weeks 3 and weeks 4, week 3 looking like this, still has slightly higher than normal heights down towards the south, but wants to make the north more unsettled during those middle stages of the month and cooler too. And then heading into the end of the month, wants to clear off the high towards the east, trough off towards the west, brings in more of a warmer southerly flow, but keeps rather mixed conditions across the UK, particularly towards the western part of the country, but a slow slip into more mixed conditions once again. And I can kind of buy that idea from the CFS as well. So I think at the moment we're going to stick with our ideas in the middle of the month, around about the 15th as a focus, watching the chance of high pressure building in, plus or minus a few days, getting in for sort of 5 or 6 days, then clearing away and going more mixed as we head into the back end of the month. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now. Don't forget to check out the fast forecast for the detail for the next couple of days. But for now, whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.